Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the TESCO League. We're back again for episode 2, although it's kind of race 3 because we missed Australia. We're here in the Chinese Grand Prix this weekend. Be hopefully quite interesting to see how it all pans out. Last race was quite good. If you want to check that out, I'm sure I'll leave some sort of tab somewhere here or there just to kind of know where that's got to be done. And yeah, just a quick disclaimer before we get out there, I guess. This is just a quick one to say I've got a new setup compared to the last race, so I might be a little bit different, my racing style and stuff. And you notice my pedals aren't quite really in the same position as they were beforehand, so they're a bit slidey all around the surface. And you see I've paused it a few times just to kind of make sure it's not going away from my feet. I've got quite short legs, so I need to kind of make sure that they're not far enough away from me at all times. And yeah, they can get quite far away from me because I do have small legs. But anyway, we're going into qualifying. Hopefully this race will be absolutely amazing, just like it was in Bahrain. Bahrain was quite a good race for me. Of course, I won it, and as I said, if you haven't seen it already, I think you really should have a look at it. So as you can see, I'm doing my setup and everything you need to be done. Hopefully this race will be just as good as it was in Bahrain, if not better. If you've seen kind of just everything that you've seen so far, so perhaps the thumbnail and the title, I might have a special title up. I'm not actually sure necessarily just yet, but hopefully the thumbnail's decent enough to show that it's all quite a close race throughout. And I'm quite interested to kind of see how it all pans out, everything, and how you guys kind of interesting. So hopefully it's a little bit of a tease as to how it goes. But yeah, we're going out on our flying for our qualifying lap now to kind of just see how we fare against Tom. Of course, I'm expecting, as you know from the last video, Tom is about 10 times as quick as me, so it's going to be hard for definite to get in front of him and perhaps win the race. I mean, I was quite lucky last time out with the fact that he went for the 2-stop and I only had the 1. So anyway, this is going through the final lap, and I don't know if you saw it just there. Just going through the last sector, and I don't know if you saw it, but I accidentally applied 10 laps of fuel into the car because that was what the default was for the setup. So that was quite clever of me. I didn't really need that, but I'm still going to do the lap and everything. You don't need 10 laps of fuel. That weighs down the car a lot, as you can expect. And you can see Tom's about to come out. You might have seen him in the thing, but you can see him in the mini map anyway. So we go through the final corner. It's not been too shabby a lap. I mean, I went a bit wide through turn 1, but and I take out the bollard there as well, which is quite funny. But yeah, DRS is quite nice and tamed. But as you can see, a 134.7. That's not amazing, to be honest. That's quite poor, realistically. I know I need to do a lot better, and I know I can do better as well, especially with the lap we've done so far. As you can see, this is just on the in lap. I was just going wide a little bit just to check with Tom. But just because I know he was on a flying lap, I went for it. But I don't know if you can see in the mini-map there's a little bit of a yellow flag because I believe Tom has hit the barrier and he's gone off a little bit. I don't know whether his race is completely over, because if it is, that'd be amazing for me. Hopefully in a minute we'll cut to Tom's perspective. I don't know how long we've got left of this, but there we go. This is Tom's perspective now. As you can see, I had a little bit of a different camera than mine. But he's gone kind of straight round there, just coming out of that turn. And he's knocked a bit of his front wing off. Luckily, he isn't out of the race completely, because he's got a bit lucky with the fact he's kind of gone straight round and everything. But yeah, I've gone into the pits, and I believe Tom is doing exactly the same right now. I've done it quite gently. I don't have the racing line there, so I've just done it nice gently into the pits. And I need to make sure that when I do it next time, for the next lap, haven't got all of that little bit of fuel. But as you can see, what happened to Tom is he does the same. He hasn't got any downforce, and he's just gone straight on into the barrier and the thing there. So he's had a really wretched time in qualifying so far. So it'll be quite interesting to kind of see what happens from here on in. As you can see, Tom's come in the pits there, and so that's kind of us done for the first lap of qualifying anyway. I think we're about to go out and do a second one a little bit later on. Hopefully it's going to be all quite nice and lovely. So as you can see here, I changed the fuel down, and it's gone from 10 kilograms to, I think I'm going to put it just on 5. I was thinking about 6, 7 maybe. I think I'd just about enough to do about 2.8 laps of fuel, it says. So that should hopefully be enough to continue on and win. Not what I'm on about win. To hopefully just get a decent little qualifying lap in. I probably won't be anywhere near Tom, knowing Tom, because he's managed to, he's had his little bit of wing damage that he's had to be repaired by the team. and then he's out again. So I believe he's actually out in front of me here. I cut a little bit later on. I believe I'll cut about, yeah, so it's now 9 minutes left of the qualifying session. It's a little bit later on compared to everything else. But yeah, as you can see, Tom is going around the final sector now. As you can see on the minimap, it's literally just us two. So it is a bit lonely, really, isn't it? I mean, if you guys want to join and help, because that's all we need. We need a lot of help, really. Yeah, if you fancy that, then please do give me a shout. You know, hit me up on my social medias. Be like, yeah, I want to join this. But I'm sure you can get there anyway. But as long as you're active, because I mean, Gus did that and it didn't really work for him. But yeah, I didn't quite know how to do it just yet. But as you can see, through turn 1 into the flying lap, everything's going nice and smoothly. I've got already 2 tenths up going into just through the first few corners, 3 tenths up now, and yeah, it's looking all decent so far. We're looking a lot better than what we were at the start. And as you can see, Tom's just set the fastest lap. He's done his qualifying lap. Probably his only one that he's going to do to be honest, with a 1:33.3, which is already 1.4 seconds quicker than the one we had down there already. So hopefully I can get a little bit better and get a little bit close to him. I think it is beatable. We can do it, but I don't know whether I should go for it. So you see, I've gone up a little bit wide for a few turns, and I'm just biding my time at the minute, which isn't really what I want. Still only about 3-4 tenths up, but I know I can definitely go for it. And then through the straights, we'll see where the fact that I've got literally less than a lap of fuel now left compared to the 8 extra laps that I had beforehand. So it'll be quite interesting. There we go through that little. It's a kind of like a chicane, isn't it? Those tube that as you can see, I'm now about 9 tenths up already. So I could get Tom's time. It will be very hard, but I could do it. I could go pole. I'm a little bit late on the DRS, and that's kind of hindered me a little bit. It's sent me back down a little bit. Yeah, broke nice and early for that turn, which I've had a bit of a struggle with really, because my racing line with the setup I've got on, I don't have to brake as early as what the racing line's telling me how to do. So I've just got to make sure I'm doing everything right. And so yeah, we go across the line, and we're about 1.2 tenths up. We've got purple sector 3, and I'm 2 tenths down on Tom's time. I could have done it, but I think we decided in the end that it'd probably just be easier to you just leave it there, because I didn't really think I was going to do it. We thought might as well just go for it as we are now. And so yeah, both Tom and I have decided to retire from the session. There we go. I'm out of the session there. I've gone off back on the track, and now I'm back off of it. And yeah, I've parked up there. Tom was already in the pits and he retired, so that is kind of how that's going to go for qualifying. As you can see there, 0.223 seconds was the gap between Tom and I in qualifying. That shows that it should be quite a good race. It's a lot tighter than what it was in Bahrain. I think that was like a 1 second, 2 seconds or something ridiculous like that, and that was with a pretty shocking lap though from myself, it must be said. As you can see, the race strategy there, we're going from softs to mediums as you'd expect. Tom will probably do something quite similar. I don't know whether he's going to try the 2-stop. It kind of went to bite him back of the head last time. You can say it's 5 lights out. We're at 5 red lights are out, sorry, and I've got a massive great start off of Tom there. And as you can see, going into turn 1, we've got it on him. We've got the lead, which is absolutely amazing. I'm not expecting this at all, so I was quite shocked by it, really. I had a great start. Reactions were perfect. Tom thought he had quite a good start, but I just managed to just do one better almost. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting to kind of see how things go from now on. So yeah, I've got that little lead there. Thought I'd just notch up, I think, a little bit there. And turn 4, nice and easy, just kind of biding my time just to make sure I'm just getting used to the tyres, making them a bit warm and stuff through turn lap 1. That tends to be what it is. But you can see through the mini-map, Tom is on my case still, so I've got to make sure I'm doing things. I can't make too many mistakes, otherwise Tom's going to capitalise on me. And I know that's going to be what's going to happen. So yeah, as I was saying, in terms of pit strategies, I think I'm pitting on lap 4, lap 5 around that time. And I feel like Tom's going to do something very similar because, yeah, as I said, in Bahrain, what happened to him with the 2-stop strategy, it didn't really work with him. And I think with the fact, especially now, that I'm in front of him, that will change his strategy a lot, and he can't extend a massive gap on me because he'll be stuck behind me for the majority of it anyway. So, especially for this first stint, I don't know whether he's going to continue on the softs. He probably will. I mean, not on the softs, on the mediums. Sorry, I keep on getting confused with them. He'll probably do something quite similar to me. But as you can see, we're just going to do the whole of the first lap here. The final corner, so you can just have a little look at see how the track's gone, and it's quite nice and gentle kind of through the first lap. It wasn't a massively fast one, but yeah, it's good so far. And as you can see, we're going to lap 2 now. I've got a purple sector 1, which is good, and Tom's a bit close to me. He's kind of faded a bit away through there, but I'm still kind of got a good time on him from what I had before, which is good so far. and we go through the final corner, a bit on the curves, a bit disgusting really, and I think Tom was very similar. He had a bit of dirty air coming out of that, which will be a massive factor in my favour as well, in the battle against Tom, and that is that, the dirty air will be much in my favour, with the dirty air coming off of my car and Tom picking it up. So as we go through the final corner, a little bit late on the brakes, I was just trying to figure out kind of where the best braking point is. I still haven't figured it out to this day, so as you can see, we go through to lap 3. I don't actually know what's happened there because my screen's just come off, so I can't actually see, which is really useful. Better go back into it now, and we're going through lap 4, and I don't know why that's done that, but it has, and that's quite annoying actually. But anyway, back with it in 10 minutes probably, that's why. But anyway, we're back with it again, and as you can see, we are still ahead. I don't actually know what's happened, that's quite bad, sorry about that. But anyway, we're going to turn 4, and the gap is now 0.5 seconds, so Tom's still right on the back of me into lap 4 now. And I believe I got a little message through, didn't I, saying that I'm hitting this lap. So that'll be quite interesting to see. As I said, I don't actually know what time Tom's pitting yet, so he might have to do like an undercut or an overcut to see kind of, well, you can't do an undercut now, it's too late. But if he did an overcut, perhaps it might be quite interesting to see what happens. But as you can see, down the big main straight, Tom's got a little advantage on me. He's got a nice bit of DRS, and I think he's going to go for a dive down. But I think I've just managed to get him with a good break in really through that turn there. So I've managed to fend him off for there. And as you can see, I'm about to go into the pits, and as I do, and Tom has followed me into the pits, so that's made it very much a big factor for me. I think Tom was quite annoyed with the fact really, with the fact that we went in the same lap, which means that he doesn't have a lap to himself where he can just blitz the screens, which is definitely gone in my favour, the fact that I've gone with the same lap time as him. It's gone. Oh, what am I on about? Yeah, pit on the same lap as him. So hopefully it's quite good. I've gained a little bit of time on him through the pits as well. I think his stop was quicker than mine. But my way into the pits was just a little bit better than his. I think I kind of had a better idea of the racing line going into the pit box than he did, as you saw from qualifying about what happened with him when he didn't have one, and what I did when I didn't have one either. So it just has a little bit more of what I might have the one thing that I have better than Tom. But we're going on to lap 5 now. About to go on to lap 6, I believe, and as you can see, I've gone very wide through that turn. That's due to the brakes again. As I was saying, the brake pedals are so far away. I think I paused it there just to shift them towards me a little bit more, just to make sure that that I can still race, because otherwise I can't actually can't accelerate as to how I'd want to. The lap's done all right so far, isn't it? But as you can see there, I've had a massive slap of oversteer coming out of that turn there, and it's not gone in my favour. But I think luckily for me, as you can see on the little radar, Tom tried to go out the outside almost down there. I think it's just a difference in the racing line, as you can see from Tom's perspective here. He's a little bit different, but as you can see, he slammed on the brakes to kind of do that, and I was very fortunate there, because I know if that was me, I would have been able to kind of get around as quickly as I could and kind of go up the inside of him. But Tom didn't quite have his thinking cap on it. It was a bit of lack of focus from the both of us, really. I think I just clipped the side of the corner, but as you can see here, we're lap 7. Tom looks at it a little bit, but he hasn't really gone for anything, and so the gap is very small still. I can tell you that. I didn't actually look, but I'm doing a little bit of rich mix. But I think this lap I was going to look at just see how much fuel I'll use if I do rich for the entire thing. I've gone a bit wide there, and Tom's gone for it inside just a little bit, but I was just about far away enough. I think just good enough on the brakes to kind of fend him off there. And as you can see, we go through the final straight again, and I think Tom's going to have a good run on me here through the same turn like he did in lap 4 when we pitted. It's lap 7 now, so just before halfway, and you can see we're going side by side into the second to last turn. He's pushed me wide, but he's very, very wide, and I've managed to get on the track nice and quickly. He thought he had the move done, but I've had a mad traction out of that corner, and I've managed to get the position back, so that's brilliant. That's brilliant work for me. But Tom's got it yet again into lap 8. He's got a great stretch with the DRS there. I've just gone to kind of nip up the inside, and I thought I'd change my racing line. So as you can see, I back off there, and I've gone for it, just made it a bit tighter, and I'm up as inside and back up into the lead as we go into turn 2, turn 3. So I was really chuffed with that move there. I knew what I was going to do, and I went for it, and I was really chuffed with how it worked, and it works really well in my favour as well. So We go on to lap 8, so and you can see there, I had to pause it again because of my pedals, and it was a really bad move. I should have done it on the straight, because now Tom's right up the back of me. He's going to have the move done before, so I've gone up to the inside, kind of tried to squeeze him a little bit, but not too much. But he's he's got it on me there, and as you can see, I've gone for a massive dive down the inside, and I think I've made it work. I've done what Tom couldn't do in the last one. I've just had enough turning on me, I think, to manage to sort myself out. So you can see the little bits that I'm just kind of a little bit more used to the track, I think, than Tom is at the minute, which is useful to say the least. I think the oversteer is going a little bit more in my favour, and of course the steering will be better for me. As you can see, Tom has a massive lunge down in lap 9 at turn 4, but it's not quite worked. And so that's given me a little bit more extra bit of time to work with there, which is very useful, because we've got 5 laps left of the race, so it's getting really tight towards the end now. And hopefully we're going to look for something quite interesting to see kind of how it all works towards the end. As you can see here, lap 9 again, he's gone for it at the inside, and I've gone for a little switchback move, and it's worked perfectly again in my favour. He's gone up the inside, he's gone wide, and I've managed to just nick it back up the inside and get the position back. So it's looking very good for me right now, but I know that Tom's going to be all over the back of me. He's so much better racer than I am. It's going to be tight, and I know it's going to be hard for me especially to just try and work everything. As you can see, we're on lap 11 now, and Tom's looking at me up at the inside there. He almost went for it, but I think he's going to try and attempt what I did to him on lap 8 or whatever it was, and I've just managed to close him off. I think I was just tight enough from there that he couldn't actually get his nose in. I think he tried it, but he couldn't. But he's going to have an amazing run out of me here, and out of turn 3 going into turn 4 now. And I've just squeezed him a little bit, but I've given him the car's length's room. And you can see I've gone a bit wide, and he's gone for the inside. But if you look there, he's spun. He's gone straight round there, and that's really not good for him. And it's given me a big boost there. As you can see, this is Tom's view of it. So we go through turn 3, nice and easy, and he's got a massive run off of me here. The slipstreams really helps him out, and he's ready for it. He's into overtake mode. Rich mix has been deployed, and I've just squeezed him a little. He's gone on the gravel, but that isn't too bad. And he's come round, and he's just clipped something, it seems, and he's just gone straight round, very much similar to what he did in Bahrain when he came back onto the after his controller disconnected. So yeah, again, a little bit of luck has just come my way, and I might be able to. Just the fact that I'm doing less mistakes than him, it's working for me, and that's something that I think could be a factor throughout this. So the gap is now 4.1 seconds, as you just saw, on lap 12. So we've got 3 laps left, and we skip 1 lap later. I'm about to set, I believe, the fastest lap of the race. There we go, 1:37.5, almost the same amount as what my qualifying lap was. But then Tom does a 1:36.6, and Jesus Christ, he's just gone for it now. He knows exactly what he wants. The gap time has decreased by about 9/10, which is a lot. So he should be on the back of me by the end of it. But yeah, as you can see there, I've gone straight over it on that turn. I've gone for it, and now the gap is 1.2 seconds on the final lap of the race. It's all going for it now, all guns blazing. Tom could have me here if he's within a close enough distance. As you can see, the proximity arrows there through turn 2, which means he's with me now, and it's all going to get very tense. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to stick with us for the entire of the final lap. And as you can see, going into turn 4, I'm just making sure that everything's good. I've got enough fuel to run Rich to the end. I've got 0.35 laps left of fuel, as you can see there, but the fuel's getting eaten up very, very quickly. Tom's coming up next, very close to me as well, as you can see on the mini-map as well. He's all over the back of me. And I'm a bit, the pressure's getting to me a little bit, it must be said, but I believe I'm about to set my fastest middle sector of the race so far, which has really helped me a little bit on the curbs there. But again, some birds. I wasn't expecting the birds, but we're now 10th up on my fastest lap time so far. A little bit of oversteer coming out of that turn. Almost had another slap like I did before. I'm sure if I did the same thing again, Tom would not make the same mistake as he did beforehand. And we come through the third last corner, I should say the third last, yeah. And it's me from Tom still. I think he might have to have a go. He might have to run on me into the final corner. I have to see how it is. I don't know how big the slipstream's going to be. But as you can see, we go into the final turn. Tom looks at it, but it's not going to be enough. I've gone very wide, and Tom's just had a little look, but it's not good enough for him. I think I just had enough to do it. I'm very wide through that second last corner, but as you can see, I've taken it through the final corner. The checkered flag is there. Tom's right on the back of me, but I believe I've just made it, and so I've won the second race. 2 out of 2. It's 2 first placed That's brilliant for me, brilliant news for me. And Tom is yet again playing second fiddle to myself, which is lovely. As you can see, the gap at the end, if you can see on the timings there, is 0.208 seconds, which is very close. It's very similar to what we had 2 years ago when we went karting together. We had Tom actually beat me by 0.103 seconds in a race we had, and we've got something very similar actually happening to that very soon. Hopefully I'm going to make a video of that. But anyway, we go into the TESCO League, and this is the standings. So I've got 50 points, Tom's on 38, and then City Fan 90 is on 15. He, of course, was in there, but only as AI in the last race, but he still managed to get the 15 points, which is all useful, of course. So that's definitely helped him. He should probably get third by the end of this. But you can see the GP results. We had event 1, nobody was there. Event 2, we had 3 people turn up, and event 3, which is China, which is just now, we had the 2 of us turn up. Yet again, Tom's so much quicker than me. Anyway, as I was saying before, you know, we are doing, we're hopefully doing some karting very soon. And, you know, if you guys want, you know, if I know you and you fancy coming along and want to be in the video, we've still got like 8 spaces available. Just, you know, hit me up on one of my socials, and I'm sure I'll be happy to have you to come along if I'm feeling it, I guess. So, but yeah, hopefully everything, you know, is going to be good for the end of the video. I believe this is the end now, so I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.